What's up guys, this is the boy Dilly and I am going to do a quick tutorial for you guys on the new class controllers, designers, just the new V10.30 creative update. Just a quick basic tutorial. I can do way more in-depth stuff for you guys, but um, this is just going to be a quick overview of it. I think I gotta create a new island. This is actually the second time I'm doing the video because I didn't realize I wasn't recording the first time I made it. So let's make a new island. We'll hop in and get this going. By the way, this is the first tutorial that I'm making. I just made an Instagram to try and bring some cool creative content. I've just been getting back into creative since like last update, and I've made some really cool stuff I'm excited to share with you guys. But let's just start out with the basic class controller designer and such. So we got it right here. We have the class selector and the class designer. So I'm gonna pick 3 of each. My idea for these things, I think the way a lot of people are gonna use them is like a role-playing game, an RPG. It's like the perfect setup to do a really nice RPG game. So let's say we're in kind of like a futuristic role-playing game. You want people to be able to select their classes, and so for the example of this, well, typically you might have like 5. You'd have like a soldier, a cleric, a mage, a scout. So these two, you got the class designer and the class selector. We'll start with the designer. So what you want to link both of these. So these two would go together, these two would go together, those two would go together. So we're gonna hop in here. We're gonna make this the soldier. So every class designer, you're gonna want a class identifier. This will link it to the class selector, which I'll get into a little bit once I get to that point. But for this one, we'll make it 1. Grant all respawn. So this is just if, like, let's say you choose to be a soldier. If you die, are you going to come back as a soldier or just go back to the basic? For this, let's say on. So when you die, you will come back as the soldier class. So visible during games, is this class designer visible during the games? I'm going to say no. This is almost like the team setting selection, and it also goes back to your whole island. So you can kind of edit these for each class, which is really cool. So let's say the soldier, you start with 100% health, max health. Soldier, I'm going to say you have normal health, but you're going to start with 100% shield, and a soldier is a bit beefier of a character, so you have 200 shield as an option. Keep items when eliminated. I'm going to say yes, you're going to keep them. So when you die, you're going to respawn as the soldier, and you're going to keep the items that you had. Allow item drop. So for this RPG, since you're like focusing on classes, I'm gonna say you can't drop your items because like as a soldier, you're gonna stick with the guns that you get when you choose a soldier. The only one I can think that I would want to allow drop would be like the cleric, the healer, and they can drop bandages and all that for players. Allow item pickup. So yes, because you're going to be able to pick up from the cleric. So I made this class identifier 1. So now you're going to come over here to the class selector, and you're going to say 1. So this is going to be the class selector for the soldier. Team, you can choose which team can activate this and become this kind of time to switch. How long does it take from when you step into this little bubble to become the soldier? Respawn player on switch. So this is going to be for, like, let's say you want to switch your class, you jump into the class thing. Are you gonna die and then respawn as your soldier, or will it just make you the soldier? I'm gonna say no for now. You're not gonna die. You're just gonna become the soldier. But the way this would work, you can get really complex with this stuff, is like, let's say you had a starting room and everyone selected their class. You step into the class and then you will respawn to a new spawn pad that is like maybe a tertiary or secondary spawn pad, and you'd have the other spawn pad get disabled by a trigger. And that's pretty in-depth, but we can definitely do in-depth stuff like that if you guys want. Size of the volume. So the size of the volume is going to see this little holographic thing. You change the size of the volume, and you're going to change how big this area is. When you step into the area, you become that class. So you can go pretty big with this. Like, look how big you can go. You can go even, I'm pretty sure you can go bigger than that too. Yeah, 30, 40, 50. If you want just the size of a basic like 4x4 block, just the 5 meters should be fine. So you can go ahead and like step into it, like make it like so, and you step into it and you become the soldier. Accent color, you can change the color of that volume they call it. I would say it's like a hologram kind of thing. Enable, so this is going to be enabling and disabling. This would be a great thing for maybe you have soldier class 1, soldier class 2, soldier class 3. This one has blue weapons, this one has purple weapons, this one has gold weapons. You can, you know, have this one enabled and these two disabled, and here I'll just kind of show you, and like this one would be disabled, and so when you step in here you wouldn't become soldier class 2. You have to do like a mission, destroy all the objectives, maybe kill 1,000 zombies or whatever, and now you could have a trigger that would disable this one and enable this one. So now you can become soldier class 2 and you've upgraded your class. Change player to class when receiving from. This is a cool way that you could change a player's class by another trigger. So like let's say you maybe need one of these, and somewhere in the world obviously you have these set up and you have some kind of trigger, like when you know trigger this channel, you can trigger this class selector on that channel and it will make whatever player triggered that trigger, it will make them this soldier class. You won't necessarily need to be right here to choose your class. You can have it done in different ways. Class, when class is switched, transmit on. So like this would be cool. You'd maybe use a HUD device message, put this here, and you could make this say a player has chosen to be a soldier. Or you could have any kind of things, you know, when you be a soldier, it triggers a little barricade to open, and then you can step through and you can go on the soldier's path. So now this is the soldier class that's all set up. Most important things to do with these is to add their weapons and items and stuff. So it says up at the top, drop your inventory items onto the device during the creative mode to define the class starting inventory. For a soldier, look at this, we got the light machine gun in here. A soldier, I'd say, you know, you're starting out with like some good items, you know, really beefy kind of items here. You can get really creative and really cool with this stuff. So watch this. So now check it out, it will absorb the different items you give it, and now when you choose to be the soldier, you will start with these weapons here. For this one, so like obviously you got class 1, you want multiple classes. So like let's say you come over here, you can have up to 16 different classes, but let's say this one is the cleric. Class identifier, so this is going to be a new class, so class 2, and then you will be able to go through and, you know, set all of your settings in here, and we will make this class 2 obviously. Finally over here, why don't we do the mage, class identifier 3. I think mage, no, you don't get fall damage. Gravity, let's say low, like the mage is going to be able to jump a lot, no jump fatigue. You can set it how you want it. Class identifier 3, like we said, we'll make this one, I like a mage to be purple. Just going back, I played a thing called Rose Online. Alright, so now we have all the classes set up. We got soldier, we got cleric, healer, we got mage, magician. So let's go ahead and see how this works. This is the soldier. Let's step in. Oh, I set it to be you respawn when you become the soldier. I forgot I did that. Look, as you can see now, I've got all my soldier guns. I got this. So let's go to mage. When we're a mage, look, it switched automatically. Took a second, but now we're mage. We should have low gravity. I like it. And now you have mage weapons. So now you got like mage can do stuff like that. You got the jumping. You can call the storm. Like you can make people dance. But yeah, so that's just a quick rundown of the class selectors and class identifiers. You can do some really cool stuff with that. Super simple rundown. If you have like any ideas or need help like figuring anything out, these can go way more in depth. We can do all that kind of stuff. We can get channels and triggers involved in all that. But for now, just a quick basic tutorial for you guys. Hey, thank you for watching the video. This is the boy Dilly. This is my first tutorial video. Alright, well, thank you for watching, guys. Go ahead and I'd love if you subscribed. I want to see some comments. I want to connect with you guys. I love chatting with people. I wish I had the little wave here so I could wave goodbye like everyone else does, but I got. Oh, you know what? I saw the wave right before I did this. Hey, we danced it out. Thank you guys for watching.